Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got a great one lined up for you today. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content at the top of the screen. Right now, $2.38 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is up 0.3%. Bitcoin, 62,400 plus right now, 2,900 and change for Ethereum, 111 billion plus market cap for Tether right now, 50 cents for XRP. We're off by 1.3 in the 24-hour and off by 3.9 on the 7-day. The range of price very quickly here between 50 and 52 cents. We'll keep an eye on it. But I want to tell you guys, there is some amazing news coming about Circle, and you're going to find out. We have an article to show you, but you can get Circle on Link2's private equity platform. Yes, you have to be accredited, but you would be very surprised. And remember, if you don't live in the U.S., your country may have a lower requirement or lower threshold to be accredited. And in some cases, your country may not have any requirement for you to be accredited. So don't mess around. Click the link below to my sponsor and find out what it takes for you to sign up and register, because it is a very fast process. It does not take long to get it done. So make sure you don't sleep on that. I know there's a lot of people out here that are sleeping on it, but we got some exciting news. You're going to love every bit of it. Now, this is Rich. Let me just play this first. Hold on. This is Jay Clayton. My goodness. And to set the tone here, the former SEC chairman, Jay Clayton, says GameStop, and we know all the halting that has happened to GameStop here in the last couple of days and the history of it, is basically retail investors took over that market and started squashing the actual institutions, and they don't like it when that happens. Take a listen.
Top shares are soaring once again this morning, adding more than 170% just since yesterday morning. Another meme stock soaring along with GameStop is AMC. AMC is up 187% for the week to date, and of course, it's only Tuesday. Joining us right now with more on this is Jay Clayton. He is former SEC chair and a CNBC contributor. And Jay, we've been kicking this around this morning. I got a whole lot of different takes on this. First of all, the short sellers didn't learn their lesson last time around. Second of all, retail investors are back with a vengeance, but you can't really call this investing either. These are massive swings. As a former SEC chair, what do you think when you look at all of this?
Well, it bothers me. It bothers me on many levels. I think your last guess got it right. It's a lot closer to gambling than it is to trading, and it's certainly not investing.
And there you have it, from the one and only. Now, this is super rich right here. Jay Clayton helped to pick a sole winner along with Bill Hinman with Ethereum and the free pass, overlooking the ICO while crushing the rest of the crypto market and suing Ripple over XRP specifically. Now, we're supposed to take his counsel on GameStop. Apparently, it's only cool with Wall Street if they're the ones crushing the market and all of us. But when retail investors do it to them, it's not okay. It's called gambling. Oh, we got it. Oh, we got it. I'll tell you what, I got that message so loud and clear. I took my ass over to DC Blockchain Summit dinner last night. I want to thank them for inviting me over. But I tell you what, this is where the next level conversations are going to take place. It is inserting our voice inside the DC Beltway and really starting to do everything we can to bridge the gap and find out where we can play a supportive role to ensure that we are going to be the next leader as the United States in the fourth industrial revolution. Here are just some of the people here. Congressman Wiley Nickel here. It was so great to meet him. And we're going to have him on the show. We're going to work it out soon. And you just may see him at XRP Las Vegas 25 as well. So keep your eyes out for that. He was actually sick during the conference last minute. Wasn't able to attend. But you know what? We had an excellent conversation. And there's going to be a lot of good that comes from it. This guy understands how important it is to get crypto legislation and stablecoin legislation. And he's working very hard on the Hill to make that happen. There's no question about it. We'll do everything we can to support him. And this right here is Brandon, my brother from another mother right here. It was so great to see him last night and spend time with him. And Cody Carbone, who crushed it on stage. And there's my slider sitting on the table there waiting for me when we got done. Shout out to Mrs. Backup for that. But look, again, you know, Cody doing real work at the Digital Chamber every day. These people are working so very hard to get the clarity we need for the entire space. There's no question about it. And I'm glad to know them and glad to be alongside of them for this fight. No question. And you know who this is. This is the one and only John Deaton. He happens to be the next senator of Massachusetts, ladies and gentlemen. And Mrs. Backup, and also John Deaton's amazing wife. What a wonderful time seeing all of them. No doubt about it. Missing my brother in arms, digital asset investor. But I get it. We've been traveling a lot lately. He'll be on the next one. Now, let's get inside the XRP community very quickly and tackle this. I want to play this clip right here. You know, there has been an issue of the code of conduct and when it comes to developers and XRP Ledger grants. Dan Fisher, a community relations manager for Ripple, shared a quick overview of that understanding, and it's pretty simple. I don't think, Dan, you just couldn't say it any better.
If you, as an entity or a project or a founder, if you have interest in being like a professional in the space, or said differently, like if you want to engage with businesses, then that code of conduct is there as a set of guidelines. And by the way, most other blockchain grant programs and foundations have code of conduct. And, you know, it's all common sense anyhow. And even outside of Web3, any business relationship or interaction, you kind of there's a social contract. So that's what it's there for. It's not to police people or you know, some philosophy that is mandated. Not at all.
You know what's interesting about this? I'll tell you what's so shocking about this is how many comments I've seen underneath of this post where they don't understand that. You mean to tell me I'm supposed to be nice, kind, act with grace, gratitude, and humility? Yes. Yeah. And whether you're looking for free money or handouts from somebody or not, that's just good practice, right? You just can't say it any better, certainly any nicer than Dan just did. There are a ton of builders out here who have great ideas and projects with the kind of integrity that a company like Ripple X Developer Arm would be proud to give an XRP Ledger grant to. And to all the adults and the developers in that space, it is your time to rise up so your voice can be recognized. Qualifications seem pretty simple. All you need is a great idea project and grace, humility, and gratitude, even when you're not chosen. And this is a true story about my life. And by the way, I know what it's like to need money. I am an inventor. I have invented a product at one time, and I thought that that's what I needed to do, become successful, but it isn't. But nevertheless, I know what it's like to be an inventor or a young entrepreneur and need funding. I've done business pitches, multiple business pitches. I've heard tons of no's. I know what this struggle is like. So this isn't me talking about something that I haven't experienced in my own life. Now, going back to my musical life and my musical career, my biggest paying gig in my music career was with a record company. And the funny part about that story is the manager who hired me for the job saw me play 3 years prior to hiring me. He found out from someone else, third party, what my name was, wrote my name down, got my information, and held it for 3 years. And he told me when he hired me and gave me the gig, he said, I saw you play 3 years ago at a festival, and I was waiting for the right project to hire you for it. I was blown away because as a musician, we always had a code of conduct with one another. And before we would hit the stage, the real players would just remind each other, play great tonight because you never know who's in the crowd watching. It just may be the next person that's hiring you. Or, in this case, offering you a free grant of money for your project. It doesn't take a lot to be kind to others and to put on a professional face. It really doesn't. And I would imagine that a lot more is going to open up in the way of flow and grants when we see that become the actual day-to-day of conversation and interaction between this community. It's certainly needed. Tether has long played financial shell games to keep its dollar stablecoin USDTether up and running. It's also been happy to ignore money laundering laws for most of its existence. But we think Tether's day of reckoning is on the horizon. Well, listen, we know that this is certainly something that's in question. I don't think you could say it better than Brad Garlinghouse has done. We've been watching this game for a long time with Tether. We don't know how far it goes one way or the other. But the reality is exactly what Brad said. The U.S. government is targeting Tether, and Tether is an important role in the digital asset space. What comes of it, I don't know. But the U.S. government is, in fact, targeting Tether. There's no question. So watch closely. Pay attention, too. I've said this reminder, too, very often. Make sure you're really aware of what projects and tokens you're in. If the only on and off ramp is USDTether, you may want to consider that risk should something happen to USDTether, right? I don't know. And if something did, maybe they give us 30 or 60 days to get out of our positions. I just don't know. However, stablecoin issuer Circle plans to relocate its legal base from Republic of Ireland to the United States. Well, this falls in line with what we've heard Brad Garlinghouse say on stage. I played a clip yesterday where he talked about we're going to stay domiciled in the U.S., and certainly that is going to play to the advantage of launching a stablecoin in the U.S., and certainly Circle sees in their best advantage to bring their legal base back to the U.S. So I'm seeing a pattern here, and I'm reminding everyone USDTether is not in the U.S. Ripple is now complete. Digital asset custody service. Shout out to Chad for this one here. Access the entire digital asset ecosystem. Isn't that what this is all about? Acquiring the Medicos and the standard trust companies, right? All Medico updates and news for institutional grade custody solutions can now be found on Ripple. This move allows us to better connect with our community and provide even more valuable insights. There's no question about it, right? Now let's keep going here. Connections between Ripple CBDC Bridge platform. Now, we've often wondered if mBridge is solely the XRP ledger. James Wallace has told us that XRP ledger is, in fact, at least one of the pilots of mBridge, but we're wondering if it's the only pilot of mBridge. That we don't know, right? However, we do get some more clues here because Smoke Dog is no joke, baby. Once central bank digital currency systems are implemented to integrate them from exchange and payments, messages to arrangements, mBridge or MCBDC or interlinking, Ripple, a leader in distributed ledger technology-based DLT cross-border payments, has already adopted ISO 20022 standards. Hence, we could possibly see other DLT blockchain-based networks to follow suit. So you see that piece. Then he brings us to this. MCBDC Bridge on Ripple's on-demand liquidity platform. So we know, as James Wallace has told us, it's certainly one of the pilots, right? And then here it goes on to highlight this. The multi-currency common settlement platform will allow countries to pay each other directly without costly intermediary correspondent banks included in the chain, and that's from the BIS in 2022. The integrated MCBDC model increases the shared control over governance, with all participants needing to abide by a single rulebook and governance arrangements which informs the structure of the shared ledger. The MCBDC model will need to introduce a set of common standards to ensure that a nation's CBDC can connect to other external systems. The ISO 20022 standard provides the common language for central bank digital currencies. The standard also provides the basis for MCBDC interoperability. G20 Common Bridging Platform will act as a clearing center for cross-border transactions. The bridging platform. I tell you, all of this is really, really exciting. It feels like we're directly over the target, but we don't completely know 100%, but I love where we're at here. With smaller down payments, collaborating banks will issue special drawing rights on commodity, SDRC, that can be traded on smart contract-based blockchain platforms. And it goes on to say, G20 Common Bridging Platform in the proposed central bank-owned exchange application will provide all necessary regulatory enforcement using smart contract technology. A standard interface to the CBDC bridge will be developed to integrate regulators' requirements. So there you have that. So this is really pretty remarkable. It does finish here by saying these organizations can leverage the integrated retail central bank digital currencies as a base service and provide more advanced services such as trade finance, settlement based in the SDRC, the special drawing right on commodity. So this is getting very, very interesting as we move forward. Shout out to Smoke Dog for that. Here's a quick mention here I want to play. Be very quick with this. I'm not going to play the whole thing here, and I'll explain what's going on.
But what about, you mentioned digital currencies, and Ripple obviously is one of those, and that's being used for cross-border payments at the present time.
It sure is. Natalie Lewis, a partner of Travers Smith LLP, leads the firm's fintech market infrastructure and payments group. And she advises clients in clearing, settlement, and payment space, particularly in the development of new platforms using distributed ledger technology and cloud technologies. And just to sum it up here, Travers Smith revenues are £195. It's either euro or pounds. I can't remember if I got the symbol right there, but that's a lot of dough, ladies and gentlemen. So this is not a small firm. It's a part of the Silver Circle, which is a group of elite corporate law firms that has evolved significantly as the UK legal market has been affected by globalization and mergers. Loving where all of this is going. You're going to love this too. Remember Deutsche Bank and Axelar Network developers join forces, ladies and gentlemen. Project Guardian here. I want you to listen very quickly to this.
We want to nurture the tokenized assets ecosystem. Through Project Guardian, MAS and the financial industry are laying the structures and protocols that will help harness the benefits of tokenized assets and DeFi while managing their risks. One, we're building interoperable networks that enable digital assets to be bought and sold across multiple trading venues. Two, we're using regulated financial institutions as trust anchors to screen, verify, and issue credentials to entities that wish to participate in these networks.
Listen.
Three, we are creating a common pool of digital assets that can be exchanged directly without intermediaries.
A common pool of digital assets that can be exchanged directly without intermediaries. And I think Vet breaks this down quite nicely when it comes to talking about Deutsche Bank joining Project Guardian. He says, institutions like Deutsche Bank joining Project Guardian application for real-world asset tokenization and DeFi, Project Guardian has chosen Axelar for interoperability. Axelar should ring a bell. It's integrating the XRP ledger very soon, opening the XRP ledger to even more quality assets. It's absolutely right. And let us not forget, as Dr. Martin Heisboik reminds us here, major institutions are using Ripple's on-demand liquidity product for via Uphold. And Simon McLaughlin told us he can't tell us who they are, but they are not fringe. They are major banks and corporations in the United States. I'm loving where this is going. Hey, that's going to do it for us today. I hope you get a chance to tune into the DC Blockchain Summit today. I will be speaking around 2 or 2:45, something of that nature, with Carlos Domingo from Securitized. I am super excited about it. There is some amazing information that we are going to talk about in that panel, and I can't wait to bring it to all of you. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will catch all of you on the next one. Not financial advice from me or anyone else.